What's up guys, it's your boy Kazaris, and I am back with the actual in-person version of the Spright Agent list that I'm playing. Went to the sneak peek today, got everything by miracle. I don't think I've ever gotten everything I needed on a sneak peek day, but we got it and I'm able to bring you guys this video, so let's get right into it. So starting off with our agent starters, we have 3 Agent of Mystery Earth, 3 Diviner of the Herald, as well as the 2 quote-unquote bricks that you're still playing. You don't really want to open Hanawada, but opening Trius is kind of fine because it lets you dodge Imperm and Veiler and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And then you have the 3 Sacred Waters in the sky to search the Earth as well. So what the Splight stuff does for the agents is that it finally makes Earth a 1-card combo into 3 interruptions. Before we always had to have a level 8 extender or something, some kind of extender, but now Earth alone does everything, and I'll show you guys just how to do that. Search targets for Earth, you have 2 Neptune. This is how you make the 1-card Hulk. And then you have the Master Hyperion and the Majesty Hyperion. Still great cards. They're searchable off of Sacred Waters if you just need a level 8 extender to make a Barone or something. Or they just deal with threats really easily, like Master popping up to twice, or Majesty banishing up to twice, or summoning itself back from the grave every turn just to grind really well. Just great cards overall, and I wouldn't cut them, I don't think, in the future. I mean, I still need to test the deck, but overall they're still very strong. Onto the new Sprights, I should say, sorry. 3 Spright Blue, gorgeous card. 3 Spright Jet. And then in this version, I play 1 carrot, 1 red. I know some people play like 2 or 3 red. But you just need to make room for all the engines. So just like 1 red, 1 carrot. You end on these. These are the interruptions that you get from playing the Spright cards. As well as Elf, giving you a really good grind game, protecting your cards and stuff. So red and carrot are like really what the end goals is with blue and jet. Searching the 3 starter, or searching starter every turn, you get red on your turn for protection, and then if this stays, then you get carrot on the next turn. So just overall really strong cards. Blue, they all trigger if they're special summoned. Blue searches a monster, jet searches a spell trap. Red is the monster negate, and carrot is the spell or trap negate. Also 3 prosperity, you just want to see your extenders and your starters as consistently as possible. Then hand traps, 3 ash, 3 veiler, and 3 imperm. I know I have ugly ass gold bears. I don't know if this is exactly what I want these to be. I like the 9 hand traps, but 9 might not be enough, and might not, the numbers might not be there, because like majority of the time you'll open 1, sometimes you'll open 2. But like 1 hand trap might not be enough, so I might just want to cut these for like Dark Ruler, and like maybe just main deck Super Pally, I don't know yet. But like probably not main deck Super Pally, but maybe I just want to cut some of these for Dark Ruler. Probably like the Veilers for Dark Ruler maybe, because Imperm's still good going second. It's still a good top deck. But maybe just more board breakers, and then Call By, and then the 2 quote-unquote bricks. Sanctuary in the Sky, definitely a brick, but it's still a good add off of Neptune, just to give you free discard fodder for the level 10. I'm still testing it though, I don't know if I want to play it. This is 41 cards, so this would just be an easy cut if it turns out to not be that great. And then Fallen Sanctuary, not that bad of a draw, honestly, because it still sets you Sacred Waters in the Sky from deck when you activate it, so it'll always give you follow-up. So like, if your hand is just like 3 hand traps and this, you'll stop your opponent with 3 hand traps ideally, and then this will set you follow-up. Or if you have full combo and this, then you can just make Barone instead of Master Flare, and it just gives you just a hard negate instead of a banish. That's pretty cool. So that's the main deck, 41 cards total, 11 Splight cards. Moving on to the extra deck. We have the 1 Almirage. This is what you link Earth into, so that you can go discard Neptune to summon back Earth and make Hulk with Almirage and Earth. You have the 1 Protector of the Agent Moon. This is typically a prosperity banish, but it's good to get into Majesty with, and then it can, like, this is like your Phoenix kind of, it can attribute itself to pop a card, and then you can banish it to summon back the Majesty, stuff like that. So it's definitely still a good decent include. The 1 Celestial Night Lord Parshat, this is what you send off of Master Flare to search the trap. Definitely still a good card. And then the 2 Spright Elf, and then the 2 Gigantic Spright. I think I definitely still want to play 2 Elf. I'm not sure if I want to play 2 Spright Gigantic or not though. Because like you resolve 1 and then you really don't use it the rest of the game kind of. At the moment I'm like banishing 1 of each off of Prosperity, so maybe I could open up some spots there. I'm still testing the list a bit, but like overall this is this is overall what I want to play, just like a few spots here or there. And then synchros, you have Formula, Herald, Pluto, Master Flare, Barone, and Cheng-Ying. So these two you summon off of Hulk. You can only summon one though, so like typically with Prosperity, I'll just like assess the situation, decide which one I want to keep and which one I want to get rid of. With just Earth, you'll be ending on Hyperion, Pluto, and the Trap. So typically if you only have Earth, you'll keep this. Formula though can get you a draw into maybe another hand trap, and then synchro with the Spright to make Herald on the opponent's turn, so that's another negate, so that's cool. You can do that sometimes if you only open Spright stuff, you can like get Hulk, get Formula, get a draw, and then make Herald. That's pretty neat. And then your level 10 synchros, you'll make Master Flare and Barone the majority of the time, and then like sometimes if your hand's crazy enough, if you have like a bunch of level 8 extenders, like if you see Master and Majesty, you can make Cheng-Ying early. Otherwise, this is like what you make to grind or like to answer a card that can't be targeted or something like Avermax. You can make Cheng-Ying and trigger it and then just banish the Avermax. So that's pretty cool. All very good cards though overall. And then last but not least, the Dragos Depelia. Still siding Super Pally for the Tier Element matchup and for the people that are still coping and trying to play Despia. But the card's still great. Super Pally is still a crazy card because they end on a board of like Winda, Dragos Depelia, and their Tier Element monster. And you just Super Pally away the Winda and the Dragos Depelia and then negate the other monster with your own. So it's just one card and a discard to answer the whole board. Very strong deck. I'll get into some combos in a second, but as for side deck options, like you can still have Alpha, Change of Heart, Mind Control. Alpha is really cool. Like you summon Earth if they interrupt it, like with the Veiler, Imperm, or Negate, you can just special Alpha, bounce a monster, special it again, make Barone, pop a card. Alpha, like I just like the one of Alpha. It's pretty cool. Mind Control, take a level 8, or Change of Heart, take a level 8. Pretty cool. Or Mind Control, take like Gigantic Spright and then just use it for your own if they keep it, or just like maybe, I don't know, maybe some of these can just be Dark Ruler for sure inside. If I'm not going to main Dark Ruler, I'm definitely going to side it. Mystic Mine, these are just options. I don't know what I'm going to play yet. This is what I was playing, but definitely going to change. But it's 100% including Super Pally, as I said, just to break the Tier Elements board. Maybe like Evenly and Harpy's Feather Duster for back row decks, like Exorcist or Eldritch, stuff like that, maybe. And then the Dark Rulers, like I said, maybe triple tax. And then for options for the extra deck, I'm still like working out what I want to play. You can maybe like do IP into Avermax. That's a cool play. Sometimes you can make Borreload Savage. If you have like Formula and 3 Sprites, which you can have, you can just make Boral Savage on the opponent's turn and then equip Elf or Hulk or something. And then just have a bigger bigger arc light negate that way. Maybe like one of the Charmers, like Water, Light, Dark, not sure yet. I'm still working that out. But that's the deck. Those are the options. Let's get into some combos. So with just Earth and any discard, this is what the deck can do finally. So Earth effect. Add Neptune from deck to hand. Link Earth into Almirage. Discard the Neptune to the graveyard to summon the Earth back from the graveyard. Link Earth and Almirage for Hulk. Hulk effect, summon Diviner. Now this is where you would have to stop before the Sprites came out, and Diviner wouldn't be able to trigger obviously because it was summoned off of Hulk. But now you can link Hulk and Diviner for Spright Elf. Spright Elf can summon back the Diviner, and now you can trigger it again because it is not the monster that was summoned off of Hulk. And it also can't be targeted because of Spright Elf, so that's really strong. And then you'll resolve the Diviner. You'll send the Trias Hierarchia. You'll trigger the Trias Hierarchy in the graveyard by tributing Diviner for cost. You'll summon it from the graveyard. You'll trigger Diviner's effect because it was tributed. Summon a level 2 or lower Light Fairy from the deck. Or just level 2 or lower Fairy, it doesn't have to be light, that's kind of neat. It's going to synchro with Hanawada and a 9 for the Master Flare Hyperion. Master Flare Hyperion is going to discard a card first it's going to copy the effect of Celestial Nightlord Parshath, and then the effect given by Celestial Nightlord Parshath is going to allow him to discard a card to search the trap card Fallen Sanctuary. Now this is what the board gets, but on their opponent's turn, as soon as they commit a monster to the board, we're summoning back Hulk, we're triggering Hulk to banish and summon Pluto. Also, I guess you can make Elf here, and then now, or just like summon these under Elf, and now your opponent can't target these, so that's really cool. So now you have Fallen Sanctuary, which will set guaranteed follow-up from your deck. It will get you the spell, where's the spell? The spell Sacred Waters in the Sky, which can add you another Earth on the following turn. And then because on the following turn, because you have Sanctuary in the Sky, Fallen Sanctuary always counts, Earth can grab you Master Hyperion, which can pop some cards, let you make Barone. So on the following turn, you're always guaranteed a level 10 synchro with at least like 2 pops, which is pretty wild, as long as this remains face up on the field. If it doesn't, then like Earth can still get Neptune again, and then Neptune can discard itself, because you have, if it doesn't stay on the field and it gets to the grave, Neptune can discard itself, and then while Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in the graveyard, this counts in the grave too. You can just summon back any Hyperion from hand to grave. So you can just summon back Master Flare that way, and then copy Majesty, and then Majesty can summon itself with Earth that way. So either way, if this lives or doesn't live, as long as you keep your Searcher, you're going to have a way to get to Barone, which is kind of wild. Like it just lets you like remake your board, which is pretty crazy. This is a quick effect Book of Moon while Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in either player's graveyard by banishing a monster from the graveyard. So you can banish Almirage here, save your fairies for Hyperion and Fallen Sanctuary to quick effect Book of Moon and opponent's monsters. And then this is a quick effect banish. This is an imperm every turn by banishing a fairy from grave. So like quick effect, so as soon as they commit a monster, like against the Spright mirror match, you'll just Book of Moon their level 2. So that they need to have starter. And if they have starter, as soon as they summon and then trigger the Spright, you'll use Master Flare Hyperion to banish it, and that gets rid of their level 2. This is an imperm for like any other extender they have, or on your next turn again, you have the way this to search a card, you have this to summon back a monster, like Diviner again to dump Majesty. Like it just goes and goes and goes. And again, you still have 3 other cards in hand. That could be like Veiler, or you could set an Imperm or Ash or something like that, just to interrupt your opponent even more. So the board is extremely strong. Let me show you what happens when you open Earth and a Spright. So with Earth and a Spright, what you're gonna do, you're gonna go Earth, search the Neptune, and then you're going to summon Spright Blue. Spright Blue effect is going to summon Spright Elf, or sorry, it's going to search Spright Jet, which will summon and search Spright Starter. There are ways you can do this to play around different things, like you can make, you can just get red here straight up, but I'm just trying to show like the max end board that this deck can end on. And now you'll still do the Earth play with Neptune discard, send Almirage and Earth to the grave to get Hulk effect. We are still going for Diviner into Elf, and then Elf, bring back Diviner, trigger Diviner, dump Trias, tribute Diviner to summon itself, trigger Diviner to summon Hanawada, and then Trias and Hanawada. Remember to banish the Trias, makes Master Flare, copy the effect of Celestial Nightlord Parshath, discard any card that isn't starter, search the trap card, and now, whoops, excuse me, and now, now that we've done all of our level 10 plays, we can use these to make starter, or gigantic Spright, my fault. Still learning the names. So this is going to lock us into level, both of these lock you into level 2s for the rest of the turn. So starter effect, detach blue. We're going to summon red, wherever it is. And then starter is going to summon carrot. And just like that, we now have the old board plus a monster and a spell, a trap negate. So we have 3 interruptions, and then 2 additional negates, which is pretty wild, just with 1 additional Spright monster. On the opponent's turn, we can go Elf, summon Hulk, banish Hulk. And now we have some options. Because we have some Sprights, we can either go for the Book of Moon, or we can just go for Formula, get a draw, and then after one of these has used their effect, like say you used red to tribute Gigantic Spright, you can go Formula Synchro with red into an Arclight. Pretty crazy. So that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. The sprites just add a whole other dimension to the deck. It makes Earth a 1-card, 3 interruption, lets you extend if Earth or Diviner gets interrupted. Now you have a level 2 on the field, and you can just go with all the sprite monsters in your hand. Still end on Carrot and red. Dump Diviner, or Diviner dump Trius, and then Trius contribute 2 or 3 fairies on the opponent's turn. It's a quick effect to, if you tribute 2 fairies, it'll summon and pop a card. If you tribute 3, it'll summon, draw you 2 cards and pop a card. So like, and then like the sprites tributing a level 2 trigger Diviner to summon another level 2, like Earth, to just let you maintain advantage that way. Like the deck has a lot of synergies, and it's a lot better. And I can't wait to take it to the Edison Regional this weekend. So if you're going to be there, I'll see you all there. I will catch you all in the next one. And enjoy your coffees. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.